clown. Right, you ready? Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to episode 30.
30.
Christ.
My goodness, it's been, well, over 4 years now, hasn't it? It's around about 4 years.
God.
It was...
We haven't got very far, have we?
It was COVID that drove us to this, wasn't it?
Yes, COVID and madness.
Like, well, I think there was a spike in the number of people doing podcasts, wasn't there?
Probably, yeah.
But anyway, here we are.
30.
It wasn't, you know...
If you're still here with us, thank you very much.
Thank you. You really shouldn't have. But we're glad you did.
Yes, we're very glad you did, yeah.
Anyway, first of all, I think I ought to say to everyone, are you okay?
Why are you saying that?
I just think, because it's been a big shock for us.
What?
The news about the Princess of Wales. Yeah, which is not meant to be funny.
No, it's not funny. It's the way you're saying it.
Oh, it's the way I tell them, yeah. No, but the thing is, it meant so much to me personally, this, because, I used to smoke. I sometimes still do smoke a pipe, but, I used to smoke properly, like with cigarettes, down into the lungs.
Yeah.
And out, sometimes through the nose. And so, I know what it's like to worry about cancer, getting cancer, and so that feels very personal to me. And of course, I don't think Catherine even does smoke, does she?
No, I don't think so.
No. So I think we're all reeling from it.
I don't think we are. I'm not reeling from it.
Well, for those who are.
I feel bad for her, but I feel bad for everyone that's got cancer.
Yeah, so you're God, are you?
I'm not saying I'm God. I'm just saying it doesn't, you know what I mean? What about all the other people who've got cancer? We're not worried about them.
I'm just hoping that all those people online who are spreading the rumours, the prurient, horrible, invasive...
I think there are still people saying, like, the talk she gave was doctored and all that crap.
That they might be, but frankly, I don't think we should even give them the oxygen of publicity, which, let's face it, they're getting...
Well, I don't think our three listeners will be telling anyone, will they?
But I hope those people who were spreading and sharing those horrible rumours and playing detective in their own, like, personal, edition of The Crown or whatever, will, take a long, hard look at themselves and realise they could have been doing something positive and good, like trolling Harry and Meghan. Because now I know the medical establishment would probably say, you can't say that people saying horrible things about you can in itself give you cancer. But I feel that Harry and Meghan have well, they haven't helped it, have they? It's another.
There is some sort of medical evidence that stress.
That Harry and Meghan
have
probably.
Harry and Meghan.
Well, do you think it's relieved their stress? Knowing that your husband and his brother...
People in the royal family don't get ill. They don't get cancer. When was the last time you heard of one who had?
George VI.
Right, a long time ago.
1950.
Because, they're very well looked after, aren't they? They don't have to do anything for themselves.
Well, no, it's not about doing.
No, what I'm saying is
being.
The fact that
it's about expectations. So it's a very
very
female thing.
Not that I'm interested in any of them, but the fact that King Charles and Kate Middleton, Windsor, whatever she's called now, have both got cancer at the same time, might be down to the stress of the situation, brought on by the publication of Spare, allegedly.
Yeah.
Right. So are you done pretending to care about that now?
Well, I'd just like to say that, when Kate looked out in into the world,
Yeah.
and said, you are not alone. I know she meant it. She meant it personally to me, individually, and
No.
and as
No. She doesn't know you, does she?
yes, she does. She knows all of her subjects, and I mean, and of course, the irony that you just can't expect Harry and Meghan to understand is that the only reason anyone is interested in them, the only reason anyone's even heard of them, is because of Kate. No one would care otherwise.
What are you talking about?
So if they have a barrage of verbal torrential diarrhea with razor blades added, then I'm sorry, but they've only got themselves to blame.
Right, how was she talking to you?
She looked into my eyes and said,
Well, she was
you are
looking-
not alone.
She was looking into the camera, Will.
Yes, but the camera is the eye of the soul of the nation.
Yeah, okay.
And what she was basically saying was, and as ever, Richard Curtis said it best, paraphrasing slightly,
Yeah.
I'm just a girl facing the nation, asking for it to be patient while I have my chemo. Well, what were the? I mean, getting back to being real. This is me. This is real. This is me now.
Yeah.
What were the? The online rumours about.
She disappeared off the face of the earth, hadn't she?
That she was dead.
That she was
what
dead.
I
So,
heard.
like, Paul is dead kind of vibes. Yeah.
Imagine if that was a reference to the rumour about Paul McCartney that started in the late 60s.
as opposed to...
What do you mean Paul is dead? Dave, you can't assume these things. I mentioned, I don't know, people haven't heard of Richard Burton.
Do you know what happened to me the other day?
What's that got to do with Richard Burton?
I was talking to my students and we were talking about leitmotifs in music. And I said, right, what's Darth Vader's leitmotif? And they all went bum 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 ba bum bum ba bum.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought that was a piece of, is that a John Williams?
Yes, it's the Imperial March. And then I said, what's the shark from Jaws' motif? And they all went da-dum, da-dum. Yeah, great. And then I said, and what's Indiana Jones's leitmotif? And they went, who's Indiana Jones? And I felt absolutely ancient.
But why? That's not as old as Jaws.
I know,
or
but
Star Wars.
they don't know what it is, some of them. I was like, what?
Well, that shouldn't have made you feel old. That should have just
fuck me.
that
All
should
right.
have just made you reflect on the
Transient nature of culture.
on the inconsistent and patchy nature of cultural recollection. I mean, people still people still, you can talk about Jaws, and Star Wars, but the Indiana Jones films, mind you, they must be still pretty.
I mean, everyone knows that, surely.
Well, that's the one though that sounds very much like the Superman theme and the ET theme.
It doesn't.
It does.
At all.
What's the Superman theme?
Da 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 dum, da 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 dum, da 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 da.
And the ET theme?
Bum bum ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 bum bum.
And the Indiana Jones theme?
Bum ba dum bum. These do not sound the same. Bum ba dum.
They do.
They don't.
They do to
They
me.
don't. Well, that's because you're an idiot, right?
No,
They don't.
No, it's not. Anyway, I thought that was the. You told me that. You said those three sound the same about.
Star Wars and Superman sound quite similar.
What's Star Wars?
Ba 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 bum ba ba. No,
Yeah.
Star Wars bum bum ba 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 bum bum ba 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 bum bum ba ba ba.
And Superman?
Yeah, hang on. Superman. Ba 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 ba. No, that's not what.
But I thought there was another.
Hang on, no. Shut up. Let me think. Superman. Oh, it's got that bit. Ba 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 bum ba 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 dum ba 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 bum bum ba ba. How does it go?
So the Star Wars theme and the Superman theme.
Yeah, well, they've
are
both
quite
got heroic
similar.
fifths in them, haven't
But then I'm sure there's another one, and there was a third one.
This is Superman. Dynamite Radio.
And then E.T. That's pretty similar.
It's not.
It is. And so is Indiana Jones.
He likes to write in C major, John
Just
Williams.
sounds a bit. And what in the name of piety are heroic fifths?
If you want to make someone sound heroic, you use a fifth interval.
What? Bum, bum,
Bum,
bum,
bum.
ba, 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 ba. It's not necessarily heroic. Why are they called heroic?
I don't know. I didn't name them.
Didn't you?
No, but they are.
They're just fifths.
If you want to make a theme for a hero, you're going to put fifths in it.
No, I'm going to do it with a major third. Major thirds and minor thirds.
Not minor thirds.
Minor thirds down.
Bum.
Bum 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 ba-ba-dum ba-ba-dum ba-lum.
What are you singing now?
da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, lum.
What was that?
I'm making it up.
Sorry, I thought that was your username. I was like, what the fuck is
My
that?
username, that's for most of my
It's Byron, isn't it?
Byron 16, yeah.
Byron 16. Look him up, folks. Follow him. Then beat him up in an alley. What does that say? Birthday present for Lily.
Why are you trying to read my
Eve
notes?
Babbitt.
Why are you trying
Who's
to...
Eve Babbitt? She the one that cut off her husband's penis?
Oh, for goodness sake, David. Look, you're not... Look, I don't need these anyway.
What was that person called who cut off her husband's penis?
His name was John Wayne Babbitt.
Yeah, it is Babbitt.
Yes, and it's actually Babbitt's.
Ah, yeah, right. This is a ramble so far.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
It is, well.
But
Come on, I
but
thought you
these
were going to have some
things
dynamite after a couple of months.
About... Well, you've got to let it
But this is
develop
it is
organically.
Trump and all that shit. All that, the pizza basement stuff.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the internet and
Yeah.
all that connectivity. Things seem to become more difficult to prove with technology, and it has. I mean, now with AI, yes, it's going to be very difficult to. Presumably to prove that something is not. Then again, one thing I was thinking of, because I think now, I think there's one that's gone, that's gone online reasonably cheaply that you can.
What?
An AI generator.
Oh right, okay.
So
ChatGPT is free.
I know it's free, but I think there's one that's gone free on the online or very cheap.
Oh right, okay.
That whereby you can do, it does moving images.
Ah.
I was reading, so you can type in a Frenchman smoking a cigarette outside a Paris cafe,
Right.
and it shows that.
Well, you could probably Google
suppose
that.
that's not-
That was a bad example.
Yeah, but
You
it was
mean a
something like
Frenchman
that.
sucking off a giraffe on the Titanic would be more like it, surely.
In the style of Kenneth Williams?
Yeah.
Now that would be
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah.
Or so do an episode of It Ain't Half Hot Mum in the style of Shakespeare, and give it a minute or two, and it will come up with something quite good. And this is do
quite a bit of it, isn't
do instructions on cooking scrambled eggs in the style of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Well, there's obviously loads of Shakespeare there, or Dickens, or anything.
Yeah.
But how much of something would you need to feed in?
Well, you don't feed it in, do you?
Well, no. The computer, the program
Right.
takes
Yeah.
it and
Well, one
looks at and
assumes
analyses
it's
it.
constantly assimilating stuff.
Yeah, it's anything on the internet, basically, isn't it, that it can get to online.
I'm looking at this thinking, what the hell am I going to cut this to? All this has gone in the bin.
It's gold, mate.
It's not. I've not laughed once.
You may not have laughed.
No one will have laughed if I've not laughed.
I don't think that's...
Weren't we
anyway.
asked to give a shout out to someone?
Were we?
If we were, we've completely forgotten you.
We
Sorry.
obviously care about them deeply.
Very much care about you, but yeah,
No, but
sorry
what
if
I
I've
was
forgotten
thinking-
that.
What I was thinking was...
Yes. Should we get AI now
to
write a little script for us?
No, well, sort of. Hang on.
We can read it out. Go on.
No, hang on.
Go on.
What I was thinking was, if you could take all 29 or 30 episodes, when this one's done, say, and feed it into this AI thing, and then get it to do a typical episode of this.
I'm doing it now. Let's pause this.
Oh no,
it's going to be good. Right, so I've typed into ChatGPT, write a script of an episode of Where There's a Will, There's a Dave, where two middle-aged men called Will and Dave talk about rubbish television from the 1970s. Here we go. Title: Nostalgia Nightmares. Interior: Will's living room. Well, that's wrong for a start. The scene opens in a cosy living room adorned with vintage posters and memorabilia from the 1970s. Will, a middle-aged man with a penchant for retro culture, sits on a worn-out couch surrounded by stacks of old TV guides and VHS tapes.
No.
Dave, his equally middle-aged friend, enters with a bag of snacks, settling into the armchair opposite Will.
Hey Dave, you're just in time. I've unearthed some real gems from the 70s in the depths of my attic.
Oh, well, not more of your vintage TV torture sessions. Last time we watched that old game show, I had nightmares for a week.
Come on, Dave, where's your sense of adventure? Besides, tonight's feature is a real treat. Ever heard of the Polyester Files?
Polyester Files? Sounds like a crime against fashion.
Close. It's a detective drama set in the groovy 70s. The lead detective solves crimes with nothing but a disco ball and a pair of platform shoes.
You're pulling my leg, Will. There's no way that's a real show.
Oh, but it is, and trust me, it's so bad it's good. Get ready for some primetime cringe.
Will pops in a dusty VHS tape labelled The Polyester Files and presses play. The screen flickers to life with colourful disco lights and cheesy theme music. Well, I'll be darned. You weren't kidding about the disco ball.
Told you, it's a trip down memory lane. And check out those bell bottoms.
They settle in, munching on snacks and exchanging witty commentary as they watch the hilariously dated detective drama unfold. The over-the-top acting and absurd plot twists have them in stitches. I can't believe people actually watched this seriously back then.
Hey, it was a different time. But admit it, Dave, there's a certain charm to these old shows. Makes you appreciate how far TV has come.
As the credits roll, Will and Dave reminisce about other forgotten TV classics, sharing fond memories and laughing at the absurdity of it all. Despite the questionable quality, their love for retro television remains unshaken.
Hang on, surely that should come out in the dialogue
rather
than in the...
I may never understand your obsession with vintage TV, Will, but I'll admit, it's been a blast. Same time next week.
You bet, and I've got a special surprise lined up for our next trip down memory lane.
They exchange a knowing grin as the scene fades to black, leaving behind the echoes of disco beats and laughter. End of episode.
Fuck me. That was... I mean, I've never used ChatGPT.
No,
I mean, that is nothing like, but I mean, that is frighteningly. I mean, that's like, I mean, if a person came up with that after half an hour, I'd be quite impressed. Not if they were a professional writer, but how? I mean, you can see it must get quite addictive. What are you doing now? What are you doing? Do the same thing, but as a write
a biography of William George Jessup is what I've written.
Well, how are they going to know that?
Well, they're not. They're just making stuff up. You ready? Hang on.
But where's it going to come from?
Well, they're just making it up. William George Jessup, born on April 23rd, 1745 in Devon, England. This
is the William Jessup who was...
Oh, he's the engineering pioneer. Oh,
and the Butterley guy. The guy who statues at the Butterley Ironworks, I think.
That's all right.
Who was apprenticed to John Smeaton.
Right, a funny biography of a chap called Will Jessup.
I don't know if I want to.
Will Jessup, the unintentional comedy genius.
What?
That's what it says. Oh God! Will Jessup, born with a twinkle in his eye and a knack for comedic timing.
I'm gonna be. Oh
God!
God!
On this, aren't you? Doing this all the time. Write
a poem in the style of T.S. Eliot.
In the style about what?
In the style of T.S. Eliot, about plumbing problems.
In the pipes where mysteries dwell, lurk the woes of a plumbing hell. Beneath the surface, unseen by light, troubles brew in the dead of night. Oh, the faucet's mournful drip, drip, drip echoes through the halls. A haunting trip and the toilets gurgle. A ghostly moan haunts the house, a symphony all its own. In the basement's depths, where shadows creep, lies the heart of the problem buried deep. With wrench in hand, the plumber descends to battle the forces that the home offends. But tangled pipes like twisted veins... It's a bit more John Betjeman, isn't it? Like twisted veins defy the plumber's earthly chains, and amidst the labyrinth of rust and grime, hope dwindles like a flickering dime. For in this realm of pipes and drains, the soul of the house in agony reigns. Yet still, the plumber persists undeterred. A valiant knight in a world absurd. So let us raise a toast to those who dare to face the terrors that lurk down there. For in the realm of plumbing's plight, heroes emerge in the dead of night.
It's nothing like T.S. Eliot
No, it's not,
at all.
No.
I think it sounds as if it's gone to just parodies of poems, 20th century, and got the nearest thing. Anyway, I think we should stop playing with this now.
All right, okay.
It's addictive and dangerous, and...
Okay, well that was fun, wasn't it? Right, give my regards to Broad Street.
Yes, so give my regards to Broad Street.
Give us a bit of background, Will, for those of us who've not had to sit through it for this.
It's 1984. It's the latter part of 1984. Mm-hmm. It's the last quarter of 1984.
Yes.
It's been an interesting year for pop. It's been a year, I think it's fair to say, dominated by Frankie Goes to Hollywood, whose two hits, Relax and Two Tribes, the rock, funk, disco classics, one of which, of course, was about sex, the other of which was about nuclear war. Nuclear war is also mentioned in one of Duran Duran's, I think, number one hits.
Get on with it.
Now, what was it?
I don't know. Get on with it. Doesn't matter, does it?
The Reflex, I think.
Right, 1984.
Don't say you're easy on me. You're about as easy as a nuclear war. Whoa.
What a terrible lyric.
You're about as easy on me as a nuclear
war. Fucking hell.
That is a bit sort of thing
a
teenager
terrible.
would say.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you made me tidy my room. You're like a nuclear bomb. Yes, I am, aren't I?
Yeah, just like
That's what looks like hit your room, you little bastard.
Yeah, go on. God. Fucking hell, you're right.
Yeah, just a bit, I've got a bit of something.
Yeah, fucking plague.
Nothing nasty.
Like.
I don't think so. Haven't got any buboes.
Right, go on.
Anyway.
Got any buboes? Go on.
And the big news is Paul McCartney has made a film. Now, it's the first time I think this has happened. I think it's the first time he's been in an actual cinema-released film since Let It Be of 1970.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say it is almost universally slated. I don't think it gets a single good review.
No, well, it's rubbish, isn't it?
Well, that was what they said at the time.
That's what I'm saying now. You made me sit through it so we could talk about it.
Through it,
and it was rubbish. Yeah, and I love Paul McCartney.
I know. I was going to say you're one of Macca's biggest fans.
I am, but that was bad.
Even surely it's got some historical interest.
Go on. What?
Well, there you see.
Well, go on. Give us a précis.
A précis. Well, this is the interesting thing. I mean, it's a... Oh, dear. Well, I mean, the plot, the strand of plot...
Such as it is, yes.
Is, well, I mean, he's playing himself, or he's playing a pop star called Paul McCartney, who's very big.
Yeah.
And Ringo's there, and they play some old Beatles songs.
Yeah, for no reason at all, to fill the runtime,
But the main problem... Paul, the record company that Paul works for, is about to be taken over by...
Haven't we missed a vital step here?
What?
He's on the way, isn't he, to the record company and in the car? Isn't that important for later?
I suppose so. Yeah, he's in a traffic jam.
Right,
He's in a car
yeah.
on the way to a meeting. He gets to the meeting, and the record company is about to be taken over, a hostile takeover by
Mr. Big or whatever.
Some bloke who we know is bad because he just sits there. Well, he's bald and he sits there in dark glasses.
Yeah.
And his company or corporation is going to take over the record company, and that's a very bad thing for some reason.
So, they won't be able to make money out of it themselves. Yeah, someone else will be making a fortune out of.
Although presumably the Paul McCartney in this film is, quite like the Paul McCartney, the other Paul McCartney who wrote Yesterday.
Well, he wrote it, didn't he?
Paul McCartney wrote it. He wrote it all, yes.
Yeah.
It was all his own idea.
Yeah.
And but the master tapes for Paul's new album have gone missing. And
Dun, dun, dun.
if they don't find them by midnight of this day, then the hostile takeover
Mr.
bid
Big
will go ahead, and
Paul will still be a millionaire, one assumes.
will still be a millionaire. And I mean, okay,
The stakes are high.
Okay, these are the master tapes, but presumably he's still got the demo tapes and the studio. And
you need the master, don't you?
and so they've got to find. That's the main plot. They've got to find the master tapes by midnight.
Yeah. Ticking clock. Classic.
Ticking clock. Although Paul then takes quite a lot of time out to go to the studio, play Yesterday and Here, There and Everywhere.
Yeah, that fucking AI script was basically spot on, wasn't it? Right, go on.
And so there's the stuff in the studio where he's playing old
Pointlessly
Beatles
wasting
songs.
time not looking for his master tapes.
Yeah. Then he goes to. Then they're in a big theatre, and there's a.
And we don't
there's a
need to
big
mention
dance
Harry.
sequence. Oh yeah, well Harry, yeah, because there's where's the tapes? Oh, we gave them to this character Harry.
Yeah, who's vanished.
Yeah. Oh dear. And then we have there's a bit of a flashback about Harry. Paul seems to have met him in a pub.
Yeah.
Paul thought he was quite a nice fellow and thought he'd give him a chance. And so he's been working for him ever since, and sort of thinking, oh dear, Harry's a wrong, and
he's gone off with the tapes
to sell them to, I suppose that's vaguely plausible.
Foreign power. Yeah.
Anyway, there's more musical sequences. There's the one in where they do No More Lonely Nights.
Yeah.
It's in a big theatre. Tracy Ullman plays a character who cries a lot for some reason.
Isn't she Harry's girlfriend?
Oh, is that it? And she doesn't know where he's gone.
I believe you
knows
make me
where
watch
he's
this and
gone.
you don't know what happens in it.
I've watched it several times.
Right.
Then there's the Eleanor Rigby sequence,
Yes.
which I think doesn't that start from where they're doing Eleanor Rigby in the studio, and then there's that extended bit, and it's a sort of Jane Austen type.
Yeah, it sort of goes back.
Costume.
So sort of Edwardian, isn't it?
Oh, no further than that.
Do you think?
Yeah, it looks more like
The mutton chops looked a bit.
No, I thought it was more early
Victorian.
19th
Okay.
Regency.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's Paul and Linda and Ringo and Barbara Bach.
Yeah, his wife.
The sort of, and it's just it still is a thing. And if we see a tape of it or something, it's called Eleanor's Dream.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't seem to be anything to do with Eleanor Rigby.
No.
But the music is carrying on, and they're going for a row in a boat.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there's a big waterfall that they're going to go over, and they seem to go over it and come back as ghosts. I mean, it looks quite nice. I remember they used a bit of that in the...
Can you imagine everyone on set just go, yeah, Paul, it's a really good idea, this. Yeah, brilliant. How long did this take you to write? It's fantastic.
What about when Paul goes to see Ralph Richardson?
Oh, yeah.
You see the old bloke called Jim, which was Paul's father's name.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he sort of goes in and says, oh, it's a box, big blue one. And there's a monkey sort of playing around, isn't there? Seems to be...
The thing about it is,
Seems to be
sort of,
Jim's...
if this was the late 60s, you'd sort of think, well, okay, yeah, they were off their fucking head.
Yeah,
There's no excuse in 1984 for this sort of drivel.
It was almost universally
Well,
slated.
it's rubbish, yeah.
Magical Mystery Tour.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, yeah, and I think Paul was the main sort of driving force.
Yeah. No one else wanted to do
that.
it, did they? Yeah.
You know, I thought, and people like Spielberg have told me that, you know, actually that was a really sort of, hot film to watch. It was, you know, we weren't making a kind of ordinary film with a beginning and a middle and an end. It was, a freewheeling, roly-poly 60s kind of film.
Yeah, but what are you going to... I mean, if you're Steven Spielberg and you meet Paul McCartney, you're not going to say, well, that was shit, are you?
No, you never know when you might be wanting him to invest in your
make some music for
company.
You know. Yeah. So go on, get to the point. How does it end?
I don't know. He goes to see this bloke Jim and has a chat with him. I don't know, but nothing much is resolved there.
Nothing is ever resolved.
And then they're chatting. Paul and the other people are chatting, and they suddenly, one of them suddenly remembers. Oh yes, when Harry left last night, they'd been at the theatre or something, hadn't they? And after, when Harry left, he said he was going to Broad Street, the underground station. And then we have a flashback to that, and Harry says, "Oh, I'm just off." He's got the case with the master tapes. And he says, "I'm off to Broad Street." And they start singing, "Give my regards to Broad Street, say hello to Leicester Square, ho ho ho." And they all seem to have been there and not blind drunk at the time. And nobody's thought
hang on, Harry's got the tapes.
And he's at Leicester Square.
Right.
I mean, he's at Broad Street.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should go there. So then Paul goes to Broad Street underground. Well, it's over. It's on the underground, but it's actually overground.
Yeah.
And the station seems deserted. But then does he find the tapes are there, sort of glowing blue, just on the bench.
Yeah.
And then he hears a sort of knocking and a pitiful wailing, and realises it's coming from a hut or shed, which is a toilet.
Yeah.
And it's the bloke Harry is in there. He's got locked in. He's been locked in there I've been in there for 24 hours, Paul. Oh dear, what's going on, Paul? And so then he and Paul wander off together, laughing
about his derangement,
laughing delightedly together.
Oh, you got locked in and went mad.
So everything's all right now.
But then
I don't know, Paul, presumably they deliver the car, deliver the things to him, they get back in the car, and then we suddenly see clocks winding or going mad,
something like that,
and we think, what's going on here? And then we see Paul waking up in the back of his car, as he was at the beginning,
in the traffic jam,
and
makes me so angry.
And it was all a dream.
Oh God.
Oh, sorry, spoiler alert.
I hate it.
But
I hate that ending. I mean, I hate all of it. It's terrible.
Even without that.
But that ending is that's a kick in the teeth, isn't it?
Do you think even with that was a final...
It's a bad ending in anything. Oh, God. It was all a dream. So that was just a waste of time watching all of that rubbish. That didn't mean anything. This is why I'm angry with you for making me watch it.
Well, it did, and I can you understand then why the reaction to it was so hostile?
Yeah, it was rubbish.
Awful. Why the critics was so and the music press.
I mean, the music's nice, and there's nice to hear some versions of some of those songs,
especially the Beatles stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, No More Lonely Nights.
No More Lonely Nights, nice one.
Good number.
But why? Well, I know why, because he's got a load of money and no one said no to him.
Well, yeah. And it was so
you know why it happened, but oh God.
But what? Now, but if we were in a position to if Paul had handed it over to us, or to me,
why not me?
Well, I didn't know you then.
The issue with it is, having established the stakes, this tape's gone missing.
Yeah.
We need to find Harry.
Yeah.
They don't.
They just forget about it.
It's like everything should be driven from that point forwards.
Yeah.
By that, either we've got to re-record the master tapes, but let's try and find Harry as well. So we're going to go about to this place. He might be at that studio. Oh, quickly while we're here, let's do a number. And so you get the music in. Yeah.
And even all that something. Oh no, my God, we haven't got time to do that because we've got all these shows booked in.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to do it.
Some Jeopardy.
But we'll kind of, and so then it could still have had the new romantic stuff. And
there's nothing to be interested in or concerned about.
And then
it turns out to be a fucking dream. Okay. Right, enough about the fucking Beatles. Right, next.
Yeah.
I've got two minor gripes to raise. Not with you.
Good, okay, carry on.
With the world at large.
Good, yeah, carry on. They're the best.
So, which one to do first? This, you won't have anything to say about this first one, so I'll get it out of the way.
I find that hard
You
to
won't.
believe.
I am getting increasingly angry with BT Wi-Fi.
BT Wi-Fi. Well, I can relate to that.
You won't be
Why
able to.
particular?
Right, so
why
if you,
particularly
let's say
BT?
you go... Right,
Bearing in mind, they, you know.
what?
Well, if we're ever looking for sponsors,
Yeah, of
we don't
course,
want to rule anyone out.
We could not get sponsors from BT, I don't think. Yeah, so anyway, when you are out and about in town or whatever, somewhere, and you're trying to get some signal, you're trying to use 5G or 4G to watch something or listen to something.
What does that mean?
Oh, God.
What's the difference between 5G and 4G?
Well, 5G is slightly better than 4G. 4G is better than 3G.
What does
3G is pretty shit. You can't really watch very
What
much
does the
on
G
it.
stand for?
I don't know.
Generation?
Yeah, maybe.
Gigabyte?
Yeah. Don't know.
Gorgon?
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, this is nothing. This will lead to nothing. But my phone,
Sorry.
and I think my phone, sorry,
Oh, your phone,
and other devices as well, will, if the Wi-Fi is on, will automatically hook up to something called BT Wi-Fi.
Oh, so if you're out
And it
on
shows you
the-
it's got a load of bars of signal, whatever. But having connected to it, you can't then do anything. It doesn't work.
So
You can't get on the internet. I think you probably have to pay or something to get on it.
So
but it annoys me.
You haven't got onto it.
No.
You
Well,
know,
it's just hooked up to it.
just by your phone being in the its
Yeah,
area.
in the vicinity of it. Yeah, and it
But you
annoys
can't
me.
stop it.
No, I don't
you
think.
can-
Well, to stop it, you have to turn your Wi-Fi off, which is a fanny, isn't it? It's a fanny about.
Even if you're, well, yeah, turn your Wi-Fi off.
Anyway.
But if you've turned your Wi-Fi off and you've got your mobile data on, surely it won't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be all right. Yeah,
Well, we seem to have solved your problem.
yeah, okay.
And you said I'd have nothing to say about it.
Yeah, okay, well done.
just means
Yeah,
you
it's
shouldn't,
just a minor thing, but I find it. I mean, it tends to happen when I'm in a hurry trying to do something, pay for parking or whatever, and then I have to go through these extras. Anyway, it's a nothing in the grand scheme of things. I'm aware. But anyway, my
So
other
what's your other
gripe
gripe?
is people asking about holidays. Where are you going? Where are you going this year? Where are you going?
Oh, what, the assumption that you will be going away on holiday?
That I will be going on one,
Yeah.
which I struggle today. One.
Yes.
Two is a fucking boring topic of conversation.
Well, it can lead to other things. I mean, someone might say,
Because you don't really go on holiday, do you?
no, I'm not. I don't.
Do people ask you all the time, where are you going?
No, but that's probably not.
Well, you're just being ignorant and
People
not
don't.
talking to people. Yeah?
Well, no, I wouldn't. When I am asked, I might say, oh, I don't really.
Let's do it.
I don't really
Ready?
do.
Will.
What?
Hey, Will, you're right.
Oh, we're doing a role play.
Yeah.
Right.
How you doing,
okay.
mate? You okay?
Hello. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Weather's all right, isn't it?
Well, it's quite cloudy at the moment. For the time of year, I suppose it's more or less
I'm
what
just
you.
glad I'm not an attractive woman in this scenario. Okay. Because I'd be walking the other way.
Well, you approached me, Miss theoretical attractive woman. Start talking about the weather.
You could have said yes.
I
all
was
right,
just
yeah.
developing the theme.
Okay. Well, you going anywhere nice this year?
No, I don't. I don't really go on holidays.
Oh, why's that? See, bad already because prying.
Not really. But no. Why not?
Go on.
Well,
Go on then.
Well, I used to enjoy holidays as a kid. You know, we'd have a week in. We'd have a week at my granddad's, and he lived in Worthing, and that was free. Well, not free, but it was relatively cheap. And we'd have a week at a coastal resort, Hastings for a few years, and then Folkestone. That was. But then when I started at secondary school, I know we just stopped doing it. Because there were school vacations, school trips.
Holidays? Do you mean?
Well, yes.
A vacation?
Well, school. I mean trips. Week-long trips.
Country you in? We don't say vacation here.
Well, they were when you'd go away for.
Yeah, a trip, a school trip.
Yeah, but that implies a day. What
No,
I mean
it
is,
doesn't.
like, all right.
I went for a week to Boggle Hole.
Did you really? Well, I hope Hole enjoyed your boggling, which I'm sure was both passionate and sensitive. Anyway, school, vacation by, oh God, help
Trip,
us.
a school trip.
A school trip, yes, we
Right.
had those, and I think so. It's sort of understood. So we didn't. I didn't miss going on holidays with the family. I suppose, adolescence, you're getting a bit more withdrawn and all that. That was fine. And since then, I mean, I like to go. I mean, just a holiday where you go away for about a week to somewhere hot and lie on a beach in the day, and
Incredibly boring.
and then drink or go clubbing at night. Yeah, it's not my sort of not my sort of thing. Are we still role playing? Are you still?
No, I'm out of that now.
Are you still an attractive woman?
Yeah. I'll let you be the judge.
But
yeah, go on. Let's say I'm an attractive woman.
I don't mind it.
Let's say that I am still that attractive woman.
What, a woman who I find attractive?
Yeah. So
How
I look
old
like
are
a
you?
boy and quite ugly.
How old are you?
I am.
Already-
I'm 41.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
TikTok.
Well, I've had kids.
Oh, right. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. They're
Do you want any more?
No.
Good. How old are they?
They've grown up now.
Right. What did why aren't you with their father? What happened? What went wrong with that relationship?
You're not going to say it like that.
Were you married?
Are you going to say it like that?
Were you married?
Right, hang on.
Or are these bastard children?
I think I know where you're going wrong here. Yes, I was married for many years. Yeah, but he was a prat. Yeah, we're not together anymore.
So why'd you marry him?
Well, I was young, foolish. We all make mistakes, don't we?
No, you obviously did. Yeah. Anyway, so what?
Come on. You're not going to say that.
I find this line of chat goes down very well in the singles bars that I frequent.
Yeah.
No, but just reverting briefly, if I may, to your gripe about people asking you where you're going on holiday. It doesn't seem to me a terrible...
No.
I mean, it's all right, it's not original or imaginative.
Okay. No, it's not necessarily that adjective. It's when it's kind of used as a comparator.
Oh, when people want to talk
about the holiday
boastfully
they're going on.
about we're going to
the Maldives. Oh, fucking well done.
We're going to Dubai.
Yeah.
Oh, it's marvellous there. You ought to go.
Yeah.
We go for 3 weeks. We might even go for 4.
It's because it's that sort of time of year where people are asking, and it's for the record, anyone that's listening that knows me, don't fucking ask me. I'm not interested.
For a weekend, a night, probably in Liverpool, on my own.
Well, I could take you to Liverpool and drop you off when I go and see Lottie.
I could get the train.
Oh, fucking hell. You want to be alone on the journey as well? Christ.
Well, ideally, yeah.
Why? Just to build up the tension to seeing Liverpool. Have you never been to Liverpool?
Yes, I have been to Liverpool.
Right. Why do you want to go on your own to Liverpool then?
Well, I'd quite like to go and maybe go on some of the because I went to the Cavern. Been to the Cavern.
Did you go to the Beatles Museum?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Or what is the Beatles Museum? When I went a few years ago with friends.
Oh, other friends. So you have been with your friends, just
yes.
not your fucking mate of 27 years.
I didn't. Well, you didn't ask.
You want to go alone for some reason?
Well, no, it was nice going with friends, but I was
let's say we, because you went with your other friends, your other mates who've stood by you through thick and thin.
When I went,
they
were but the Museum of Liverpool, it had a special exhibition on which had been there.
The Beatles story's been there for ages.
No.
No, I know what you're saying, but why didn't you go to the Beatles bit?
I think we did. Is that an exhibition?
Who was this with?
Was that an exhibition?
Who did you go with?
Don't want to break confidentiality.
Give me some minute. Oh, A. Was it A? Your fucking best mate. Go on. He died from jealousy.
Is there Beatles museum separate from the
Yes,
Museum of Liverpool.
and perhaps another one of your friends could have shown it to you.
I think we did see something, but in the at the Museum of Liverpool, there's this special John Lennon exhibition, and it had stuff that it was temporary. It was stuff that
it's not fucking there, is it?
It was stuff that
you can't go and see that again, can you?
It was stuff that Yoko Ono had donated, and there were some pretty interesting things there.
Yeah.
There was the. I mean,
we're talking about the Beatles again. How have you got here?
It's just the power of relics.
God Almighty!
In the cavern, they had.
Where I was born.
In the cavern, there was behind glass. There were might have been perspex. There was this chunk of wood.
This is the thing that John used to beat me with.
No, there was this chunk of wood. It was. It looked like part of a.
Fucking hell! Go and see a doctor.
Part of a wooden flooring.
Yeah.
And it said this, and that apparently was that was from the floor of the church hall at Woolton.
Right, where they had
which was there, yes, in 1957 when Paul.
He wasn't in the church hall. He was outside.
Yes, I know, on the back of a on the back of it. Yeah, but when he was introduced to Paul by their mutual friend Ivan Vaughan.
Yeah.
That was in the village, or the church hall, where there was a piano, and Paul demonstrated his guitar playing and did his. Anyway, when that was demolished or taken apart, the vicar, the clergyman, saved a piece of it, and there it was. You know, it is like the actual bit.
Imagine if you'd gone to the Beatles story and seen all the stuff they've got there.
I'm sure we went somewhere. There was a peaky...
Well, you were probably in a reverie, weren't you?
There was a peaky...
Not taking it all in because you were fucking arm in arm with your best mate.
Fucking hell. Well, I don't know. Bob Cratchit. I mean, he just sat on his arse all day.
Yeah.
I suppose
he didn't fucking eat much, did he?
He got some exercise. No, they had a pretty good repast on that Christmas day. It was a massive...
Nobody thought or said. No, it wasn't massive.
It was a massive
It wasn't massive.
It was there's quite a big family.
Yes, but no one thought or said that it was a rather small goose for such a large family. It would have been flat heresy to say so. That is the fucking quotation. So it's obviously not big enough for them all, but they all make out. That's what's beautiful about that scene. Yeah. They don't want to upset the mum, so they say it's wonderful.
He doesn't have to go and lift things, does he?
Well, I don't know. He's got to move the coal scuttle.
Yeah, but he doesn't use much coal, does he?
He doesn't eat anything.
He's got a tiny.
Tim?
He's in the office. He's only got a tiny. Well, Scrooge has got a tiny fire, but thingamajigs.
It looked like one coal.
It looked like one coal. So there wouldn't have been much.
No, all right, fine.
So
but he wasn't eating. It's all very well saying he ate that one. What's wrong with you fucking Nazi? You're like a Tory. God, well, he had that. There's nothing wrong with it. He can have a fucking Costa coffee, can't he?
Well,
that's the latest argument, isn't it?
Well, you were saying
these young people can't afford a house, but, they can buy themselves a Costa coffee. Oh, in my day. Oh, fuck off.
Well...
Boomers, man.
No, I was just trying to find exceptions to every...
Right. What's on your list?
Generalisations. No, wait, I'm sure there's something frightfully interesting I was going to say.
There wasn't. Right. Have you got anything else on your list?
Anyway, well, I've got this... I don't know, I've had this strange idea.
Fuck,
no. About if I was attacked by a dog, would I be able to fight it off?
Okay. You got to kick him under the chin, haven't you?
Is it under the chin? I don't know. Why? I was out in the street and there was I don't know. It wasn't a dangerous-looking dog, but I just remember thinking, all right, I'm out in the street. There's a dog, looking angry. He starts charging at me. Okay, what do I do?
Hang on. Did this actually happen?
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
I was just
You've just been thinking about it. The Hound of the Jessups.
And I thought, what would...
Fucking hell, we need to give this up. Look how many germs you've spent. Cover your mouth when you cough.
What's that going to... That's just going to spray them. It'll just create a sort of aerosol effect.
Put your fucking mouth
It'll just
in your elbow.
bounce off.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry, all those public health films are wrong. You're right.
What do they know?
Go on.
And I thought, what? Okay, he's running at me. You know, mustn't well, panicking might be.
You can't run the other way.
Okay, what am I going to... Right, I can't run away. Right, what I'll try and do is when he comes at me, at the last moment, I'll kick him in the nose. Well, not so much kick. I'll sit with the flat of my shoe, like that. Now that should hurt him quite badly.
You're going to miss. I'll tell you now.
If I miss,
he's got you. Then you've got your legs open. He's just going straight for your bollocks.
Would he go for me bollocks?
Yeah.
Should I be more bothered about that?
Yeah.
In that case, I'll
work on your kicking.
I'll just turn side on to him.
But he's going to get your forearm and wrestle you to the ground or whatever they do, isn't it?
Surely,
has he got rabies?
I might. Don't think so. But if I managed to get my hand out, get my arm out,
yeah.
I mean, would it go straight for the neck? No. Would it go straight for the soft parts?
Tends to go for your arms, doesn't it?
Do they?
Sort of drag you to the ground.
I don't know how well it's trained.
Okay, well, this is in your imagination, so you can decide how well it's trained.
My granddad used to tell us, I don't know how it came up, he used to say, if you're ever attacked by a savage dog, this is my paternal grandfather.
Yeah, I guess.
From Sheffield.
From the accent, yeah.
He used to say, you get hold of its two front legs and pull them apart, and that'll kill them because it drives a bone into their heart.
Oh my God.
I don't know where he'd...
I just heard kick him under the chin.
I suppose, the neck. I suppose that had...
Well, under the, under the old jaw,
But that had, yeah.
Why have you been thinking about being attacked by a dog?
I don't know how it came to me. I don't know. I was just I was in the street or something and seeing a dog, and I thought, if that was coming right at me, what would be what would be my self-defense move? And in
knowing you, shit yourself and run.
You don't see it so much anymore, but you used to see it in films and TV shows all the time. People, if detective was following someone in a car and they got in a car and ran off, and you run to the taxi and get in and say, follow that car.
Cab, yeah.
Follow that car or cab. But surely they wouldn't.
Well,
surely that was never the case.
Don't they?
Follow that car. Well, no, sorry, mate. Where you going? I need your fare.
Oh, now?
Well, at any time.
No, because you pay at the end, don't you?
We can't follow that car, but he's encouraging speeding.
Well, not necessarily. They might not be speeding.
Do you think?
I think we should try it.
Do you think it would have?
I think we should try it. I think I should get in a cab and head off.
No,
in town.
No, but it's follow that car.
It doesn't matter. It's
not
a fucking
cab.
Well, what's a cab?
Well, you get...
It's a car, isn't it, you twat? It's not made of fucking Lego, is it? It's a car, isn't it?
You get in a car and drive off.
No, I'm going to get in a cab.
Why? You need to be in a car.
Yeah, but then I can be telling them my destination. No, you don't need to be in a car.
You do.
You can say, follow that taxi. Follow that cab.
No, but it's in the cop shows. It's always...
All right, okay. I'm in a car.
You get in a car, and I get into a taxi and
say, so I think we should try this by the time we do the next podcast.
I don't think we should.
I think we should. You could just... all right, if you drove, I'd happily get in and say, follow that car. You're idiots. You're useless. Won't drive.
I could be on a push bike. I could hire one for a week.
Well, and I say follow that push bike.
Follow that cycle.
At the speed of 3 miles an hour, please.
Follow that
That
bloke.
won't be conspicuous.
Follow that bloke.
Follow that twat on a bike. Yeah, come on. We could do that.
I don't think we should.
Why?
It'd be embarrassing. I would be like doing silly things in public. Well, it wouldn't be like...
But it'd be me and you and the 2 taxi drivers.
Well, yeah, but we'd pay them, obviously.
Yeah, of course. We'd say, actually, mate, forget it. I've changed my mind. And you just, see if they do it.
But we'd be wasting their time.
Well, let's do it. Oh, God. No spirit of adventure at all.
They might put us on a taxi blacklist.
Okay.
Well, if it's my local taxi company...
Well, we won't use your local taxi company. Let's do it in bloody, Spondon or something.
Not that there's anything wrong with Spondon.
No.
It just came out. Yeah.
I think we should do that.
Well, I know what you mean.
All right, Doc.
Okay, well, I think we've got
something, haven't we?
some absolute.
Shall we say ta-ra?
Gold. Yeah, until the next time.
Rah, rah, rah.
By which time, Dave, I'm sure will have watched Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I must, and Will have followed me in a taxi. Right. Toodles.
Until we meet again.
Indeed.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.